Hey there, welcome to the 4 to 5. Eric Chilton here, Tanner Rivera,
all the
Sydney
ladies.
Moore. Yes, I'm surrounded today. And welcome to Claire Fry.
Absolutely.
Yes.
How you feeling,
I'm
Claire?
feeling
Nice
pretty
of you
good.
to
Although,
join us.
of course, it is a little bit hot out there, though. I can't
Yes,
lie.
it is.
It definitely is.
A little bit too hot for me.
Yeah, me too. I can't take
And yet we can't do anything about it, especially the weather people. They can't do anything about it either.
So you just got to hang on, hold on tight, but we'll talk more about that in just a moment. Let's start here. The next time Duke Energy crews come out to inspect power lines in your neighborhood, it may look a little different.
Right, instead of the traditional crews with like the big trucks, you know, they're starting to utilize drones. That's right. Let's take a look. Duke Energy says it allows workers to do the work in a fraction of the time. It only requires 2 people. Crews will use the drones to take pictures of the lines, the connectors, and the power poles.
This allows them to easily find any potential problems while gathering data for future energy upgrades.
Not only are we able to update the systems that tell our engineers what's actually out in the field, but a secondary benefit of that is we're doing a level of maintenance assessment as well. So cracked insulators or lines that are not connected properly, or broken poles or cross arms, those sort of things.
Duke Energy says it will alert customers before the drone team takes flight. The company also stresses this is only observing their equipment, not private property.
Shirley has been a hot one today, with temperatures making it into the low to middle 90s. Even high point currently sitting at 96 degrees. Dew points in the lower 70s. Certainly feeling that humidity here early this September. Temperatures right now across the area are varying in the low to middle 90s. 96 in Burlington, even in Raleigh, hitting the triple digits thanks to this upper level ridge building into the area. Dew points sweltering as they are, sticky as they are, sitting in the upper 60s and lower 70s. 70 there in Lexington, 68 in Asheboro. Next 12 hours, we're going to start to see those temperatures fall back down into the lower 70s. More and more comfortable. That's all thanks to overnight without those clouds re-emitting that heat back down to the surface, beginning to cool off, becoming a little bit more comfortable. Still going to be pretty warm though with those winds out of the southwest. Pretty light again. Sunset going to be at around 7:41. Now into tomorrow, going to be another hot, pretty sweltering day in the lower 90s. Not expected to be quite as hot thanks to isolated shower and storm chances. Of course, we have more on that and on this tropical system, Tropical Storm Lee, as of right now, with winds sustained at around 70 miles per hour. Again, Category 1 strength is 74. As this system continues to strengthen these next several hours, we'll continue to keep you updated on this and, of course, the latest coming up here in just a couple minutes.
Claire, thank you. A Winston-Salem man is facing serious consequences after crashing into a Forsyth County Sheriff's office. Investigators say 24-year-old Lee Anthony Sly Jr. slammed his car into the lobby because he was mad at his probation officer. It all happened last night around 11:30 after crashing through the front doors. Officials say Sly Jr. was arrested after he waited for first responders to arrive. No one was injured, but Sly Jr. is facing several misdemeanor charges. The lobby for the Sheriff's office will remain closed until repairs are completed.
Here's a look at your 4 to 5 roundup. Today, a couple of Triad school districts revealed the academic progress of students since the pandemic. Guilford and Winston-Salem Forsyth County schools talked about the data they received from last year's accountability reports. Now, all of this breaks down how students performed in the classroom and also gives ways for districts to provide more support. You can check out your school's report by going to our website.
Alamance Burlington Schools is continuing its free student meal giveaway through the rest of the week. Today, the district handed out meals to students at multiple locations. The initiative was started in response to the widespread mold issues that delayed the first day of school. Today, the district served over 2,800 meals. They plan to do it again tomorrow from 11 to 1.
The Central Carolina Fair almost here, kicking off Friday at the Greensboro Coliseum. They're going to have everything from the animal exhibits to, of course, the deep fried food, the high-flying rides for all you thrill seekers out there. The fair will be at the Coliseum for 2 weeks before its departure, September the 17th.
Well, kids are back in school. Fall is around the corner officially, and that means the scouting organizations all across the country, they are gearing up as well. Now, you may not think about recruiting when it comes to Boy and Girl Scouts, but it is a thing. I spoke with Chris Duggins of the Old Hickory Council to get the scoop. Chris, man, thanks for taking time out today. So this is exciting. I don't think I realized that recruiting is really a thing with scouting. Tell me how this works.
Well, the reason we recruit for scouting, Eric, is just to get the word out. Scouting, I think in a lot of cases, is probably considered one of the best kept secrets in the world. They're not always able to be out. These folks have lives. Kids are in school. Parents and volunteers are working and doing things. So we make an asserted effort to get out and spread the word really year round, but especially as kids start back to school and that groove kicks in for families in the year on new things and new beginnings.
So it sounds like you hit a lot of big events and you already have a lot of people there when you want to do these recruiting pushes.
And what Old Hickory Council has done is organized a week full of various community opportunities for families to visit and learn more about scouting and how to get registered and started in a program near them. So it kicks off on Saturday, September 9th during pregame hours at the Wake Forest football game. And it's followed by at least one activity, event, or information session every day through the following Saturday.
You know, everybody talks about scouting building character. I know that's what you guys focus on. Talk a little bit about that, because every Eagle Scout I've ever known seems like they're successful in life. Tell me about this.
And a lot of our focus during this week are on 2 of the 5 Boy Scouts of America program segments, Eric. And the first one being Cub Scouting, which is for children grades K through 5, ages 5 through 10. And this program is really designed to encourage boys and girls to make friends and just be helpful to others, and through projects and exciting outdoor activities. In addition, our Scouts PSA program, we have boy troops and girl troops for age ranges 11 through 17, regardless of grade level. This is the program where the well-known Eagle Scout rank is earned. And this one really does focus more on character development, citizenship training, leadership, and mental and physical fitness. Through this program, they learn about sports, crafts, science, trades, business, and even their future career interests as they earn merit badges and other awards, develop a love of service through volunteering in the community.
Chris, man, thank you for taking time out today. Good luck with your recruiting events. It's
Wow,
very
pretty
cool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the scouting is great. The people that I know, I said this to him in one part of the interview, everybody I know that was an Eagle Scout are successful, organized, planned out. Like, they're amazing people.
Well, they had to learn how to live off the land,
Yeah,
right?
they did.
I mean, okay.
And you have some history with scouting yourself,
Well,
right?
so I was a Cub Scout, but I never made it very far into Boy Scouts. But when I was talking with him, he said, "Aren't you from Mount Airy?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, Cub Scout Pack 596?
Wow,
I said, "Are you?"
just like that, just
Yeah,
like that.
Because he's part of the Old Hickory Council, which that part of the scouting region includes Mount Airy. So he guessed that was, I couldn't believe he got that right.
Well, if you can even remember so far back, what would you say was the most memorable moment for you?
I did love the meetings because we had like a stone and log cabin that we met in. And so we do like hot apple cider over a real fire. And that, well, you were a Girl Scout, right?
I love the selling of the cookies, but I like the camaraderie, right? And then you got patches, like if you did certain skills or, you learned certain things. And I'm like,
Made
that's
you feel
just,
good?
Oh yeah, right? Because you learned how to do stuff.
Was it the cookie thing that you remember the most, or?
The cookie and the patches, because we kind of like
cool.
learning
Yeah.
how to do a skill, right? And then going, oh, I know how to do this. And by the way, I have a patch.
Don't we just love our Girl Scout cookies?
Oh yes, I love the Pinewood Derby. Do you remember that when little boys made the little race cars and we'd drop them down the track?
Oh, that's fun.
Oh, I always lost, but it was fun. It was fun.
That's all that matters.
That's
We'll
right.
be right back.
All right, we should be on now. Can you hear me, Brad? Mic check, Jalen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Boomer Esiason, your favorite quarterback of all time. Yeah, Bosa bag. Massive.
We got a new show in the lineup coming to CBS Sunday nights. It's called Game Time with Boomer Esiason.
Yeah, the retired NFL quarterback will host in-depth interviews with sports personalities from the past and the present. WFMY News 2's Jalen Gilkey gives us a look at what we can expect.
Game Time with Boomer Esiason and the return of NFL football season seemed to fit together perfectly. Earlier, I had the opportunity to talk to the 13-year NFL vet to find out more about his new show. What should the people expect from Game Time with Boomer Esiason?
A lot of great interviews and a lot of different interviews. You know, it's not just football, it's not just baseball, it's Olympic athletes. I'm going to be interviewing the mayor of Kyiv, Vitaly Klitschko, of course, a former heavyweight champion here in the country, in our country, dealing with a war in his country. So we're all over the spectrum: basketball, NCAA. We talk to politicians, we talk to all different types of people, and I think the people down there in Greensboro will really appreciate it.
You've been in the game for a while now. We won't count years.
Thank you.
On the media side. But what made you kind of feel like it was time for you to attach your name and to get your brand out there and to introduce the world on a more personal level to Boomer Esiason and your friends and your guests that come along?
It's one of the things that I wanted to do is have a show that was going to run during the weekends, that wasn't going to be like high intensity. There's no screaming and yelling back and forth. It's just finding out about people and where they came from and what it took for them to become successful. And some of our Olympic athletes that you've never heard of have some of the greatest stories, and their stories stand on their own. And I just like to hear those stories being told, and it's one of the reasons why Game Time has been so successful over the last 5 years.
Just what do you want each and every interview to kind of convey to the audience?
I want them to be inspired by the interviews, because all of these people, no matter whether they were first-round draft picks or grew up in the projects or fighting a war against what everybody thought was an insurmountable foe in Russia, it's remarkable what they have done with their lives. And they're just normal people that turned out to be great successes for the dedication and perseverance that they have in their lives. So I would say that that's the biggest message in regards to these interviews: is look at the subject that I'm interviewing, listen to their story, and know that you can easily be one of them if you're dedicated like they were.
Game Time with Boomer Esiason is set to premiere on Sunday, September 17th, right here on CBS.
I love this.
I love it
Can't
too,
wait.
because so many people are going to have different perspectives. When you're talking about folks all the way from the past up till now, till the present, it's going to be fun. A lot of people have stories to tell, so it'll be cool.
Absolutely. He said some of his favorite interviews that he's done so far, because some of them have already been pre-recorded, were some of our Olympians. The people that may not be household names as great or as large as Bruce Smith or somebody that we saw in those cuts, but their story is the best, just how they got to where they are and the work that they had to put in to become the world's greatest.
So everybody's an athlete, right? In some capacity, or do we know
He
that?
said it's not all sports. So
Okay.
like he said, he's got Vitaly Klitschko, who was once a boxer, but he's now the mayor of Kyiv.
Oh.
So
okay.
How
there's
cool
a little
is
bit
that?
of
That's
mixing.
really cool.
Was there anything that didn't make the cut in the story that was funny?
we talked about Bryce. We talked about Bryce Young a lot.
Okay.
Really?
He and Frank Wright, they were roommates in college. So he's got all the inside scoop on Bryce Young. And I asked him, I said,
Wow.
it's Bryce Young's been named the starting quarterback before our first preseason game. And then even though they said it wouldn't be until, closer to the season, he said, yeah, well, he's just so advanced and so smart, and he's got everything kind of handled in the offensive playbook. So Frank's just ready to see and throw him out there and see what happens.
Real quick, what's
Okay.
one thing you're looking forward to most about the show?
I want it from Asia Wilson.
Yeah,
She's
I was
one of my
excited
favorite-
to
She's
hear.
one of my favorite athletes. WNBA MVP.
Yep.
Couple-time national champion down in South Carolina. She's just a great hooper, baller. She just had 50 points a couple weeks ago. She's unbelievable.
This is going to be
Real
good.
good.
It's going to be a really good
Should be a
show.
great time.
Yeah, very fun. All right, we'll be right back.
Quick check on your forecast. We've been watching this heat continuing to build these past several days, and today making it into the lower 90s again. Raleigh even hitting the triple digits, all thanks to this upper level ridge sitting over the Carolinas, continuing to make an impact into tomorrow as we're watching highs make their way back into the upper 80s and lower 90s. Opportunity for a few passing showers and storms as a cold front slowly makes its way into the area, bringing in some cooler air for Friday and also as we head into your upcoming weekend. Again, isolated showers and storms are possible, but for the most part going to remain pretty dry throughout your Thursday as well. But again, isolated showers continuing to be in the schedule and heading into this weekend as that front closes in on the area. Isolated showers again going to be a main forecast into this weekend as that front continues to make its way through and stall through the area as well. Quick look at the tropical satellite, looking at Tropical Storm Lee, very close to hurricane strength right now at 70 miles per hour. This is the current outlook for Lee as it continues to maintain its strength and also make its way into a Category 3 storm, possibly even a 4. Good news as of right now, most models are suggesting it is going to take a northern turn away from the eastern coast of the United States. Again, can't say that for sure as of right now with a lot of uncertainty in these models, given we still have several days of watching this system closely, but we'll continue to keep you updated on the tropics. Quickly, your temperatures right now currently sitting in the lower and middle 90s, 96 in High Point versus 92 in Greensboro and also in Reedsville. 7-day forecast cooling off, some much needed relief after a day today in the lower 90s and middle 90s across the triad. Scattered shower chances also returning heading into the weekend with cooler temperatures continuing as we head into next week. We'll be right back.
All over the country, schools are welcoming students back to class, including at community colleges. Over the past decade, though, two-year colleges have seen really steep declines in their enrollment. Danya Backus takes a look at why and what's being done about it.
Alex Esparza believes community college will lead him to a successful career.
I took a look into what they had, and they had a business program, and I was like, business is what I want to do.
But fewer young people are choosing the same path. Since 2013, two-year colleges have seen a 36% drop in students. Schools were hit especially hard during the pandemic.
We lost about 350,000 students across California community colleges.
Dr. Sonia Christian is chancellor of the California Community Colleges. She's tasked with figuring out how to attract more students.
Online classes, hybrid classes, short-term classes. Our community colleges went through this incredible redesign in doing flexible scheduling to meet the student needs.
Schools are facing competition. Traditionally low-paying jobs that don't require a degree are now offering higher wages, and more prospective students are choosing trade schools instead. The decline in enrollment has pushed the community college system to reimagine the way they connect with students. Francisco Rodriguez is chancellor of the Los Angeles Community College District, which offers assistance programs.
We want to make sure that they have the supports that they need, from childcare to transportation to food to the kinds of textbook support that they need to be successful in class.
Some community colleges also provide instant admission and financial aid. Esparza is getting free tuition through the Promise program and plans to transfer to a four-year college next year.
I think what I did was probably the best decision.
Community colleges are seeing results after the changes. Nationally, enrollment ticked up in the spring. California schools are experiencing double-digit growth this fall.
So, you know, a lot of community colleges, they offer the high school dual enrollment so that the kids can earn, so that by the time they're graduating high school, they've also graduated community college and they just transfer with their AA. And then they don't have to take all of those courses at the big school and pay the big bucks.
Yeah, I have a few friends who went to community colleges. They had a great college experience there. And I know for one of my friends, she said that it wasn't as overwhelming as a bigger college, for sure. So she was able to go to her classes very quickly. She didn't have to jump on like a bus, kind of like what I did back in college, because I went to a bigger school and I had to remember getting on the bus to get to the other side of campus. So it was a lot less overwhelming for her.
It saved me, my community college in my home county, because I was changing majors. I couldn't figure out where I wanted to be, and I changed majors several times before sophomore year, second semester, when they made you declare. And so I got behind on a lot of courses, so I had to take them at community college in the summer and get them to transfer so I could graduate in 4 years. Because my dad said, I said, can I do 5 years? He said, 4. And unless you won't pay for that last one. I said, okay.
And I went to community college before I went to UF, and it was exactly like that. It was less overwhelming, and I felt really prepared by the time I went away and can live on my own, and it was all good.
Yeah, whatever suits you, whatever suits you. Speaking of college, as you know, interest on student loans restarted at the beginning of the month. And with that in mind, the Biden administration rolled out a new repayment plan to help borrowers out. According to the Department of Education, more than 4 million borrowers have already enrolled in the new Save Income-driven repayment program. Applications opened after the Supreme Court ruled against President Biden's student loan forgiveness plan. Student loan repayments resume next month.
Well, 2 Wants to Know is talking about college and money and student loans. We're talking all things student loans from 5:30 until 6. In fact, we have an expert who's going to be taking your questions via text. So you can get your question into the expert, 336-379-5775. That payment pause is over. She's going to be able to tell you how to find out when your next payment is due and if your loan could actually be forgiven. That's coming up at 5:30.
Do I look? Test, 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 testing 1, 2, 3. Test, 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 testing 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry.
Welcome back to the 4 to 5. Eric, Claire, Sydney, Tanya, we're all here together.
Check. Yes. How's your time been on the 4 so far?
Oh, awesome. I love being inside.
Yeah.
Out at the weather garden gets a little too hot out there.
You get a little break, right?
The AC is
Yeah, that's right.
It's very nice for sure.
Yeah, we're about to be talking about all of the heat today.
That's right, because everyone is hot. Everyone is hot. Let's take a look at the rising temperatures all across the country. You know, a late summer heat wave bringing all those scorching temperatures to, it seems like, every part of the United States.
That's right. There are heat alerts throughout the east and the south, and it comes as the United Nations says the Earth just experienced its hottest summer on record.
With a heat advisory in place in New York City, officials are telling people and their pets to take it easy.
Yesterday she was out for a long time, but it did a number on her, so I'm being careful today.
For food truck worker Isaac Sabella, manning the grill on such a sweltering day is an unavoidable part of the job.
I have a family, I have to work hard. What can we do?
The National Weather Service says temperatures are more than 10 degrees higher than normal. In Jacksonville, Florida, police say the heat was a factor in the death of a toddler found inside of a vehicle Tuesday.
As we all know, it is summertime. Heat gets extremely unbearable, more for elderly and for youth.
Some parents in Washington, D.C. are considering pulling their kids out of school until it cools down or the air conditioning in the classroom gets fixed.
What's the point of them being in there when they're sweating, can't concentrate, teachers can't concentrate, and it's dangerous?
The heat wave here in the U.S. comes as the United Nations says the Earth just experienced its hottest summer on record.
We are seeing more extreme heat. We are seeing more heat waves. This does have an impact on human health and on air quality.
The World Meteorological Organization says the planet's oceans have also set high temperature marks for 3 consecutive months.
So the National Weather Service says the heat in the east is going to persist through tomorrow, while the heat in Texas and surrounding states will continue through the weekend.
That's right, a break is in sight, but as of right now, it is still pretty hot out there. I mean, look at these temperatures across the triad lingering in the low to middle 90s. Again, RDU even at 100 degrees, 96 in High Point, 92 in Greensboro and in Reidsville. And also these dew points aren't helping us out, feeling pretty sticky and tropical out there in the upper 60s and lower 70s, sending those heat index values up even higher into the upper 90s. Next couple of hours, we're back down into the 70s, feeling nice and comfortable. Partly cloudy conditions proceeding into tomorrow. Look at the satellite and radar. A little bit of scattered shower chances well to our west and continuing in Tennessee. But for us, pretty nice and dry. That's all thanks to high pressure lingering over the Carolinas as we head into tonight. Isolated shower not completely out of the question. More so into tomorrow, though. Look at what you can expect. Still pretty hot with that upper level ridge building into the area. Upper 80s, lower 90s. Isolated shower chances slowly returning into the mix tomorrow afternoon and evening. That's thanks to a cold front slowly making its way into the area for your day on Thursday and into Friday as well. So tonight, lower 70s, pretty comfortable, partly cloudy conditions, sunshine coming back out tomorrow with that isolated shower and thunderstorm chance into the afternoon and evening. Full glance at what you can expect in your 7-day forecast, cooling off back into the lower 80s as we step into the weekend and also into next week.
All right, I want you to think about this. How good you feel after you get your hair done, right? You got a whole new lease on life. It's a feeling that a Greensboro barber wants more people to experience, even if they can't afford it. He told WFMY News 2's Giselle Thomas that his work is an act of service.
Now, everything comes in threes for Stephen Campbell Jr. He's been a barber for 3 years, and for the past 3 months, he's provided an invaluable service to people who are homeless. He cuts their hair for free. He also works at Design Lounge in Greensboro, and today we met with a client in the shop. Then he took his service to the streets. He goes by the name Enough, and for a good reason.
Enough meaning that you're always enough. You know what I'm saying? In the world we live in with social media, high expectations, inflation, just a problematic world, sometimes it can take a toll on our mental. And if we can just always remember that we're enough, it'll help your belief system as a person.
Now, Campbell, who's also been a military veteran, says he goes out into the community to provide free haircuts about twice a month.
Well, really cool.
Yes.
Very, very nice.
Yes. So one thing that he said he wanted to do is actually to be able to invite other barbers throughout the triad to be able to do a yearly event where they can all cut hair.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love seeing, you know, people passionate about a skill and then they use that skill to give back to folks in the community. And I'm sure a lot of those folks out there are blessed to have him spending his time out there cutting hair.
Not only the haircut, right, but he's talking to them, he's spending time with them, he's encouraging them.
Which is what a barbershop is, as much social as it is a place to get your hair cut.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it really is. Oh, even salons. I mean, it's all personal.
It's where you just let it all out. You
right.
know?
All the good tea is spilled at the salon or at the barbershop.
All stylists need to be take
They
courses in counseling.
They need to.
Because they're like therapists.
They're the
That
best.
is true. That's one thing he mentioned means the most, just hearing the stories of the people out there.
And we'll hear more tonight at 6
Yeah.
o'clock.
Yes.
Good stuff.
Cool.
Giselle, thank you. Let's get to your 4 to 5 roundup now. In a move that could drive up gas prices, Saudi Arabia and Russia have agreed to extend their voluntary or production cuts through the end of the year. That means 1.3 barrels of crude will be trimmed from the global market. AAA says the national average price of a gallon of gas was $3.81 just yesterday. That's down 1 cent from last week, but up roughly 3 cents compared to a year ago.
Federal regulators are sounding the alarm. 52 million airbag systems from ARC and Delphi should be recalled. A National Highway Traffic Safety Administration investigation led them to declare that the airbag inflators were defective, adding that at least 2 people have been killed, 7 injured because of these defective airbags. The airbag systems in question are installed in car models from 2000 to 2018 from at least a dozen manufacturers.
A new study from Privacy Not Included Project found major manufacturers in the auto industry admit they may be selling customers' personal information. The study reviewed 25 car brands and found all of them failed to meet minimum privacy standards. Researchers found brands like Toyota and Tesla collect data about drivers, including race, facial expression, and health information. The study says the manufacturers get the data from cameras, microphones, and phones drivers connect to their cars.
North Carolina's alcohol laws could be changing. Senate Bill 527 passed the House Alcoholic Beverage Control Committee yesterday. The bill would allow Sunday liquor sales at ABC stores and happy hour drink specials. While the legislation cleared the committee, it is unclear the fate so far as of yet.
As tattoos become more commonplace, it can be harder to stand out from the crowd. So hundreds of tattoo artists from around the world spend several days inking skin in England to get some inspiration.
For these artists, the skin is their canvas, a place for detailed designs without borders.
While we're working on one design, we're planning the next one, and yeah, it's an addiction in that respect.
Ink masters around the world are under pressure to create new patterns and styles to drive business.
People want more unique tattoos. They don't want to just get the same thing that everyone's got down the street. They want to show their tattoos off with something like original.
Carrie Moon agrees. She's been tattooing herself since her teenage years.
I just feel like this is me and how I'm meant to portray myself to the world, really.
This year's Big London Tattoo Show brought hundreds of fans and tattooists together to explore what's new in the world of body art. Some zoned out for the experience, others dove into books. Yves Mansell went for something more theatrical, while a Korean actor was inked on his thigh.
It's a bit of fun as well, you know. It's not just I'm lying down and I like to having conversation with people coming.
Louis spent more than 80 hours under the needle.
I think the hardest part is convincing someone that they want to get the full torso done.
Allowing artist Josh Ian Wilson plenty of time and room to perfect his masterpiece.
That is some beautiful art.
I know.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
They're real artists too.
Very talented. And tattoo artists say sharing new designs on social media is a big, big part of how they stay innovative in the ever-changing world of ink.
It's funny, my parents a long time ago asked me, said, "You're not gonna get a tattoo, are you?" Because they didn't want me to, you know, and I was like, I don't know. I'll think about it, but I don't know what, you know, it'd have to be something that means a lot to me
Sure,
to
it's
do
gonna be
that.
on there.
Yeah, and I was young back then, so I was like, I don't think so. And then my dad says, if you do, don't tell me. I said, okay.
always been scared to go through the pain
Me
of
too.
the pain of. I don't have any tattoos, but I always think about just the pain. But some people can bear it, and some people, you know, I'm sure that there's different things that people use to help you, you know, make it not hurt.
Well,
so.
and I think where you do it
Where
matters,
you do it,
right?
yeah, for sure.
makes
Like
a
if it's
difference.
on a bone or something
Oh,
like that, or on
gosh.
your finger.
I've heard the ankle area
really
hurts
painful.
too.
Yeah.
Right? That's
No,
what I've
thank
heard.
I know. And I wouldn't mind getting a tattoo, but I'm like, I'd like it to be here one time, and then here one time, and then on
You
my
wanna
leg one
switch it
time,
up, huh?
right? And since that can't happen,
Doesn't work
You
like
could do
that.
henna,
We're not
and
gonna
then
do that.
it'll go away. That's
yeah.
the best way to do it. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Labor Day has come and gone. The school year has started. Pumpkin spice lattes are out. I don't want to rush your life, but Christmas is a-coming. There are 109 days until Christmas, until those gifts need to be wrapped underneath the tree. Anyone feeling pressure now that I put that out there in the universe?
I know,
for
a
you?
lot of pressure.
Actually, no. I do my Christmas shopping throughout the year.
Do you?
You do?
I do.
You're
Okay.
brilliant.
Just because I don't like doing it last second, or I feel like I don't get as good of a gift. You know what
Okay,
I mean?
okay.
Man, that's good.
I am not like that at all.
Plan
But
it.
more
Last
power
minute.
to you.
That's right.
Because I feel like if I get the present super early, I'm like, I want to give it to him like
You get
super
excited.
quickly. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So my wife knows there's one drawer in my dresser that she can't ever look in because that's where I keep her gifts.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, but I don't buy. I have 2 already this year, which is I usually don't have any.
Wow. Okay. And
That's good.
they stuck out to you, and you were like, I better
Yep.
get this out. All right. Now I bring this up because Labor Day sales are still happening, and there are some things on sale in September that I think you could squirrel away for Christmas. So let's check it out. Consumer Reports looks at the items to buy in September, and I spy some Christmas ideas. Like this smart speaker. The Amazon Echo Show 8 is as low as $74 at Amazon, Best Buy, and Dell. That's a savings of like $60 off the original price. Got someone on your list who likes to camp or tailgate? This portable Weber grill is now $273 this month. Normally, you're paying $358 for this item. When you can save 60 to 80 bucks on something, I think that is like a deal.
Sign me up.
Oh, yeah. Sign me up. Absolutely.
And I'm an online shopping guy. I mean, I do all of mine, mostly of my Amazon.
Me too.
Yeah, so easy.
And now there are other things that are on sale in September, but I am not putting them on the Christmas gift list category because it is my personal belief, you can tell me whether or not you think this is real or not, that no household appliance should be given as a gift. Like, do not buy me a vacuum.
Oh my
That
gosh.
is not a gift for me.
I would love a vacuum.
Yeah.
Now, see,
Yes.
if my wife asks for something like that, then
Yes.
you got to do it.
Sure.
Yeah.
But really, can we
I
not
get
just
more.
buy it for the house and not buy it as the personal gift?
Have you ever done one where, well, Tanya and I can answer this, like as a couple, do you ever say, we're going to get this gift that we both want for the house, and that's our gifts to each other?
Yes.
Aw,
Yes.
Yeah,
that is sweet.
I've done that before.
Yeah.
But usually it's something to do. Like last year we went to the Kenny Chesney concert.
Oh,
That
okay.
was the gift, right?
Oh.
You know, okay. So we've got a few other things on sale in September that you should not buy as a gift, but you should just buy for the house. Here we go. Consumer Reports found the LG fridge is as low as $1,100. That's about $200 plus off. You can find it at the Appliances Connection. It's got a 28-inch wide bottom freezer refrigerator combo thing. All right, the last item I wanted to show you, also an LG. This is a top loader washing machine for under $800. Eric says he needs one.
I have that.
You do? Okay. Yeah. Normally it's over $1,000. So this is a good price. You can find it at the Home Depot, Lowe's, and Wayfair. Happy September shopping, friends.
It has certainly been a hot one today, with RDU hitting the triple digits and us still lingering in the 90s here as we approach 5 o'clock. 92 in Greensboro and also in Reedsville. But we are going to see a break in the heat that is going to come as of right now. Upper level ridge still sitting over the Carolinas, so more heat into tomorrow thanks to that ridge. Temperatures back in the upper 80s and lower 90s, although possibility for isolated cooling showers and storms throughout the day. Cold front though going to cool us off later on into this work week, and also as we head into the weekend. Full look at your 7-day forecast. We're back in the 80s, not only heading into this upcoming weekend, but also into next week as isolated cooling showers and storms begin to impact the area, especially this weekend, with sunshine slowly also returning into next week, with overnight lows sitting in the more comfortable lower and middle 60s.
All right, so a hilarious sequence of events for one Duke football player. This is classic. As you know, the Blue Devils knocked off the Clemson Tigers. It was a huge upset.
Yep.
That was Monday night. And while it was a celebration for fans and students after the game, something else was on quarterback Riley Leonard's mind.
Yeah, you see, while he did have a job to do on the field, you've got to remember he's a student athlete as well too. So check out what the ACC Digital Network posted on X.
Professor Taylor, if you're seeing this, please let me turn in my homework late because it's due tonight, I think at 12, so it may already be 12.
Hey Riley, great game last night, man. It was so exciting. Congratulations to you and all your teammates. But you know, Wesley Williams and the other linemen who were in the class, they said they prepared ahead and did it ahead of time, so why didn't the quarterback? So no way, man. No extension.
Poor Riley. Oh my God.
He posted this video apologizing after the failed extension request, calling Leonard a legend and telling him, you better go study.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, so always prepare, right? That's the lesson in this.
Like Christmas shopping too, right?
That's right. That's right. I think it's so funny that professor just said,
yeah, sorry, buddy. They're on your team as well,
I love
too,
that he
and they
called
got it
out the
done.
other classmates
I
too.
know.
That's
he said they did it. They planned
But
ahead.
you know what? You could tell he was about to come with it. He had the outfit on with the suit, the tie, had it framed up right. He was like, yeah.
He
but,
wasn't laughing a whole lot. He's like, let me talk to you about this.
Yeah.
So
Here's
funny.
business.
All right, so this got me wondering, what's the wildest excuse you've ever made or you've heard someone make for missing an assignment or maybe even work? So Stacy says, I live and work in Winston-Salem. I told my boss there was a wreck on Tyvola, which is in Charlotte, by the way, and I couldn't make it in, and she said it worked because the boss was new to Winston-Salem. So funny.
Oh my goodness.
Bobby Odom says, my boss man and I once had a guy working with us that told my boss that he couldn't work one day because he's madly in love with his girlfriend and that he couldn't focus on what he was doing.
Oh,
okay, that is sweet though.
Margaret, this one cracked me up. She heard somebody say, I have hemorrhoids on my shoulder. They did not do their due diligence when they said that. Betty says, here's a true statement. 1973, a man called in and said he forgot to turn his calendar over to the right month and he thought it was his day off, and she said, I have heard them all.
Oh, wow.
Bobby Bennett, pretty simple. He said, it's just too hot to work. Sorry.
Okay, I agree.
It is right now.
I've never heard of that one about the calendar thing. Switch, you had it at the
That makes
wrong
no
date.
sense. I wouldn't believe if I was the boss, I'd be like,
Oh, that's funny. That's hilarious.
That is funny. What about homework? Have you ever, when you were a little kid or anything, did you ever said the dog ate it and all that stuff?
I didn't, no.
Yeah, I never said any of those things.
The trouble with me is that I was so forgetful, and as everyone here knows, I still am. And I would leave it at home so many times. And I had one teacher that goes, next time it's an F. I was scared to death.
Oh, yeah.
I taped it on the outside of my book bag so I wouldn't forget it.
Yeah.
Pathetic.
Well, before we go, time is running out to vote for our Friday Football Fever Game of the Week. You can find the poll on our website. Voting closes in less than 5 minutes. And with any miracles, it's looking like East Davidson versus Ledford will be our Game of the Week, possibly. We'll find out the final results. That will be at 5 o'clock. We'll see you at 5.
He is. Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's
Hi there, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire.
Hey, ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie, they forever go together like a classic combination.
One, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. Mic check, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. Microphone.
She ain't worried about you and your neck. Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.